Hello, everyone. Life is always an interesting process. I begin by looking at some foundations of how perhaps meditative practice is seen. I want to talk about the different views on meditation, but also views that have been experientially opened to me. In other words, I also want to bring your attention to my experience of certain things as well. However, what I will say, and have said always, is that there's more. There's always more to everything that we're seeing within this moment. Therefore, our conception of our day and how we live is really, in a sense, the apple not falling far from the tree. In other words, if you create a small mind in a big world, that mind will always feel limited to the big world because it is smaller. That sense, that range, that proximity of mind and awareness and intelligence feels it's only that. But if you feel really the depths of your own being, literally you sitting on a bench and just feeling the depths of that existence, you realize it is a more lucid, it is in a sense subtly out of body, and a point in where your ideas are no longer flowing the same way. In other words, you're not thinking the same. However, it's more of an energetic daydream experience where knowing is being accessed by you. In other words, think of a child who goes into a small room and suddenly then the child goes into a big room. That level of openness and availability of its expression to run around the room is much more, for example. Now, it is very important to perceive that when someone uses the word meditation, they are either, if they're really meditating, if they're not really meditators, they're either using it to associate to some values of that culture, or if they actually do meditate, they will say, I meditate, but not in a way that it's used with a label. We're not here to give labels to others. We're here to show them the natural phenomena that we are in every moment. Therefore, if I could say this again more gently, I would say culture is like a child trying to communicate sorry, God, I was seeing something very odd. Some guy at night was running while carrying a table. You know, it will also make sense if you think someone didn't know their timetables. You know what I mean? They didn't know that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Meditation must be an existential voice. It is the grown-up, not the child. The child has a problem explaining what the grown-up is. The grown-up doesn't have that problem. In other words, what that means is that the nature of existence knows slightly more than your individuated temporal self. Therefore, existentially, the flows that we feel really change how we communicate with others. If you find your communication just originating from only your personality sense or your in sense of molded individuality, molded by your own hands, of course. And you would see that to be selfless will give you much more ability to do anything you want in your life comfortably, fluently, and it is real abundance. Abundance is not fighting in a scarce world for a for for one more coin. It's an existential dissolution of your being, of your idea sense, into actually just the sense and then the being. Therefore, in a self-reflective passage, we find that what is reflected is more than an individual self. Your consciousness is being utilized consciously based on your individuated consideration as existence. Now, as the stars come out, you begin to notice that your definition needs to evolve fast. How you define yourself needs to evolve, needs to change. Once this happens, you have no need for judging someone for an idea or attaching a label to them and laughing at the label you've attached. You know what I mean? It's more than that. Let infinity be perceived in your life. Let infinity manifest in your life as even the heart of the truth, which even needs to break, in a sense. Therefore, if you could feel your home of homes, has your journey just begun?